Legal Services Corporation and the Jobs Advocacy portion of your organization.
My pleasure, Carnell.
Okay, for our viewing audience, Mr. Solomon, what exactly is Legal Services?
Legal Services is a program funded by the federal government to provide legal services for people who cannot afford a private attorney. We offer most of the services that private attorneys will offer to clients, with two exceptions. One, we do not do criminal cases, and two, we do not do cases that are fee generating. In other words, if you're suing somebody to try to get some money from them, that's what we call a fee generating case, and we would not be able to handle that type of case.
Okay, so Legal Services is set up to provide legal services for individuals who can't afford attorneys in the private attorneys sector.
That's right, and you have to be eligible for our services. Eligibility is determined primarily by your income, but in some cases we also look at resources that are available to you.
Okay, now you mentioned two of the types of cases that Legal Services doesn't handle. What are some of the types of cases that you all do handle?
Well, pretty much any of the other cases. We provide assistance with unemployment compensation cases, wills, deeds, any number of cases like that. In some instances, we do provide help with defenses against bankruptcies or creditors, and that kind of thing.
Okay, and I would like to remind our audience that we are live, and that if you have any questions concerning our topic tonight, or any questions concerning the job market, employment, looking for jobs, problems that you may have on your job, feel free to give us a call at 471-3700. Okay, Mr. Solomon, your job title is Jobs Advocate.
That's right.
Okay, what is your duties there with Legal Services?
Well, let me start by telling you a little bit about how the job, or why the job was developed. As I said earlier, Legal Services works with primarily people who are poor, who lack the income or the resources in order to be able to hire a private attorney. It stands to reason that most of the people are poor because they lack sufficient income, and most income is generated through jobs, through employment. The Jobs Advocate position was created because Legal Services wanted to ensure that poor people had equal access to jobs and job opportunities. At the time the position was created, the two primary employment programs in the country were the CETA program and also the Employment Service. So one of the primary functions at that time was to monitor those two programs and make sure that they were doing what they were supposed to be doing in terms of serving poor people and the disadvantaged.
Okay, so your position, if I might call it that, you're more like a consumer watchdog for the employment side in terms of the employment office, and now the federal funding program is JTPA.